Good morning. It is Wednesday, April 16th. I'm getting ready to upload this video live. I want to look at Moodle this week because there's been a little bit of change. I think it's the first time in the semester I've had to significantly change a due date. And also, we are coming up on our Easter and spring break this week. So let's walk through Moodle. This was last week, it ended last night. Um, Sorry, my computer's making some kind of noise. So, due to Proctor issues last week, I have extended that Proctor test on interest and budget. Now, there's been some confusion. This test is on interest and budget. You need to go back to the previous weeks and review that material. You can use a note card, you can use a sheet of paper. It is not on conversions. Okay, so you're going to have to go back to interest and budget. That's weeks 11 and 12, if I'm not mistaken. But I've extended that through Tuesday, April 29th. The Academic Success Center on both the Scotland and Hamlet campuses is open during the spring break week. So you can still make an appointment over that time period. And that's been extended. So this was last week. Again, I've extended the test. Let's keep going. Excuse me. All right, then we started a new topic last week, and this is our last topic. So the last topic in this entire class is conversions. We started with basic conversions. So last week we're just like one step basic conversions, not super complicated. And you had a task to do, task 28. So again, this is last week. I just want to go over this because I have extended that test right there. Let's go to the new week, which I'm getting ready to open. As you'll be able to see in just a second, it's hidden right now, but I'm getting ready to open it. So this week is a weird week because of Easter break. So it goes all the way through Tuesday, April 29th. Things you have to do. Number one, make sure you have taken the interest and budget proctor test. This is the last proctor test of this semester. If you have not passed a proctored test, you should withdraw from this course. Okay? Proctor tests are 50% of your grade. And if you've never passed one at this point in time, it's getting really, really close to the end. You can drop your lowest test grade and replace it with the final exam. The final exam is also proctored. So just make sure you take that test, take yourself a sheet of paper, write down your interest formulas, write down any notes that you may need about what N means in terms of monthly means 12, weekly means 52, semi-annually means twice, daily means 365. Those are things that you might want to have on your sheet before you go take that test on interest and budget. Again, I know I already said this in this video, but make sure you have reviewed that material before you go take that test because we've started something new. We are going to do this week, we're going to do word problem conversions. So last week was just basic convert liters to grams or convert pounds to kilograms or convert miles to kilometers or whatever. But this week they're actually word problems. So you'll do one task on MyOpenMath with that. And then instead of giving a proctor test for conversions, because as you can tell, we've got a proctor test still open on interest and budget. I can't have two proctor tests open at the same time. I mean, I could, but that would not be reasonable. So instead, I've made this an unproctored test on conversions. You take it at home, it's unproctored. It's going to count in the quiz category instead of it's not a proctored test, so it won't count as a proctored test. It's going to count in the other category of unproctored assignments. But take that. And so again, this is due Tuesday, April 29th. This is an extended period of time because we have a portion of this time that's our Easter break. So you've got task 40, which are word problems. If you'll watch my videos up here, I've gone over the exact word problems from MyOpenMath in these two videos. And then you have an unproctored test on conversions. Again, it's unproctored. So you do not have to have a password, do not have to have a proctor. And make sure you completed that test on interest and budget. I'm concerned about the interest and budget test just because when you extend things out, people tend, well, we've moved on to conversion, so a lot of times people forget what we were even talking about. Please, please, please go back to weeks, I believe it's 11 and 12, study up on interest and budget before you take the test and make yourself a note sheet. You can use one sheet of handwritten notes. Make sure you have the formulas for interest, and make sure you know what P and R and T and N mean. It's very important. Okay, reach out to me if you have any questions. I will be mostly available during the week of spring break. I will not be checking my email as frequently as I typically do during the work week, but I will be as responsive as I possibly can. So have a great week, and I'll see you soon.